Well, she's at the Sound of Music, and we have our own little rib fest going on here.
The Sound of Sizzle.
Yeah, Christopher Hamilton.
Christopher Hamilton, author of the Cookbook for Men Whose Wives Don't Cook. We're going to get our dads in on the Act 2 right after this.
I got to read this book, and quick. The Cookbook for Men Whose Wives Don't Cook.
What are you saying about your wife there? Patty's going to
hopefully
have
she's
your
not watching.
head after this.
Christopher Hamilton, the author of the book, joins us today, and very timely with it being Father's Day to get men in charge of the cooking. And you're actually christening our brand new barbecue.
Yes, our dads are hard at work basting our ribs on this brand new Napoleon barbecue from Goman's, the BBQ hotspot. This is Napoleon Prestige 2 Series with infrared burner system and rotisserie that does it all and makes a really good set of ribs, right, Chris?
Oh, this barbecue is crazy. I love this barbecue.
You can't stand it, man.
All
He's
right,
going
yeah,
insane.
but you can't take it with you, sorry.
I got my crappy one in the back of the van. I'm just going to switch them.
So are you
No, you're
saying
not.
that not enough women are good cooks, Chris? Is this what you're saying?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. It just so happens that I live in a house where my wife doesn't cook, and I've done all the cooking for 20 years.
Now, did it start off that way? Like that
Yeah.
you had to, like, were you a cook when you met, or did you have to kind of pick up the skills because your wife
I
was...
picked up the skills over the years, but I like doing it.
Yeah.
I like what I eat to taste good, so I really don't want to leave it up to anybody else.
That's smart.
And you say you just do the basics, right? You don't do the fancy stuff,
well,
basic cooking.
Myself, I do get, pretty in-depth into some of my cooking, some real homemade stews, some homemade soups, which are in the book, if you want a challenge. But for the most part, you take shortcuts. If you don't have time, not a lot of people have time to spend that in the kitchen. And these are great. Anybody can cook them. The wives
But I
that
always
don't
thought there
cook,
was something tricky to cooking
ribs?
ribs, doing them properly.
They're very simple.
Okay, how did you do these
Really
ones? Tell
simple.
us.
Basically, we start. I'm going to move up here a little bit, and I took basically a rack of ribs. I added a little bit of a rub that I bought at a store, a half a can of beer, and put them in a bag overnight.
Oh, dads like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And what did you do with the other half a can of beer?
That's for part two, the next day when they're
On a
grilling
hot day in
for
front of the
2 hours.
barbecue.
That's right. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to sear them up for just a little bit on either side. And they're going to turn out like this. This is not fully cooked. And once they get braised on either side, we're going to wrap them in foil, very tightly in foil, and then we're going to put them on the barbecue away from the heat. We're going to put them on low heat on one side and the ribs on the other, and we're going to leave them there for about 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. It depends on how much beer you have to sit on the porch and wait for your ribs. These are going to...
Just don't forget about them.
That's right. They are going to steam inside the foil, and they are going to be just... The meat is dripping off the bones on these ribs over here. They are tender, and it's not a trick. It's just wrap them in foil tightly, keep them off the heat, and just cook them on low for a long time.
I'm going to zip over here and see how our chefs are doing. So how are they looking, Chuck?
Oh, we're coming along. Just beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah.
Well, how does this barbecue compare with the one that we grew up with? This is a Cadillac.
It's a Cadillac, all right.
All right. Well, you're doing a very good job here. Remember hibachis, Matt? Remember hibachis?
Yes, we had a hibachi, didn't we, there, Nat? Yeah, that didn't improve your cooking at all. Yeah, try garbage souffle and a hibachi.
Oh, I don't
Man,
know.
those potato chips just don't stay together, do they?
No way.
Could you do corned beef hash on a barbecue like this, Chris? I don't know.
Anything on a barbecue that you can do in an oven. This has got a rotisserie, it's got a mega super lava burner over here, and it's got a back burner along the top, plus 3 burners on the side. You can cook anything in
I
here.
noticed the corn on the cob. Now, I thought that you're supposed to wrap up in aluminum foil the corn on the cob when you're doing it on...
You can do that.
Foil.
Yeah.
Corn actually only takes about 1 minute to cook on any kind of heat. The juices cook inside the kernels. You don't need to boil it. You can just apply any kind of heat for about a minute, and it's really sweet and juicy. These cobs they've been on here on low heat for about 20 minutes, and they're well done. I like to cook it in the husk. Actually,
Yeah, okay.
I love doing that. You soak the husk in water for a few hours, and then you throw it on the Barbie until everything just gets all burnt and it steams inside its own husk.
How do you know when they're actually done?
When it shoots burning steam.
Corn juice.
Exactly.
Yeah, when it's popcorn. Yeah.
No, you'll see steam coming out the end of the husk, and a lot of the husk on the outside will be black. So, but this is, it's very easy to do for Father's Day. Even the moms can cook it for their
I think women could handle this. What do you think, Daddy? We'll get Mom to do this year, shall we?
We've got, and I don't have a special barbecue sauce. Courtesy of Shelley at Tony Roma's in Burlington, I got 4 separate barbecue sauces to make these ribs just like the professional ones. And we're going to serve it with a little bit of corn, a little bit of coleslaw. It's really easy to do.
All right.
Sounds great. What's the book, Matt? You've got the book.
I've got the book. The book is called The Cookbook for Men Whose Wives Don't Cook. Christopher Hamilton, the author. And you're going to be doing a book signing, right?
I'll be driving down to St. Catharines tomorrow for 2 o'clock. We'll be signing some books. I'll bring about 20 copies with me. I've been traveling around Ontario, dropping off copies of my book everywhere I go.
Good Father's Day gift.
It's a great one.
Sure is.
right.
And we're going to taste these ribs, Matt Hayes,
All right.
and Chuck Hayes, and Bob Smith, and Chris Hamilton, right after this. Stay with us.
Happy Father's Day, Bob.
Oh, look at that.
All right. Enjoy.
And what about your dad?
Oh,
Happy
yeah.
Father's Day, Chuck. Now, Matt, just so you
Thank
know,
you.
this doesn't count as a Father's Day gift, all right?
Oh, come on.
All cooked by our chef, Chris Hamilton,
I'll give you that.
on our
Oh, there's a
brand new
fork for
barbecue.
Bob.
There you got your fork there, Dad. What do you want for Father's Day, by the way?
Oh, that's always a problem.
Old Spice?
Eh?
Old Spice?
No,
Not Old Spice. Oh, you've changed colognes after all these years.
no, it's Polo.
Oh, Polo, sorry. It
Oh,
used to be
come
Old
on.
Spice. It used to be
Oh,
Old
come
Spice.
on. Get up with the program.
Hey, coming up on Monday's show, Emmeline Delapay of Del Istography, an all-female pop group, is going to be here to entertain us.
That's right.
And-
gourmet cheesecake from Sweet.
Rage,
I can't read your writing.
Gourmet candy.
You know what? I could say whatever I want because I'm not going to be here, so I wouldn't have to apologize if I
That's